Thank you, Charles. And I would like to invite Professor Suhao to be our last speaker. Please.
Thank you, Chairman. It's my good pleasure to be here to join in this great event. Actually, I'm not a real expert on Middle East, but it's a great opportunity for me to learn by this way, and I'll try my best. Actually, let me first introduce you something about this, our activities in China on my campus with my students. At the moment, this is very important and critical time for China, to take the, initiatives, the way to be engaged into the Middle East affair. So I think that's Chinese, our university, and of course our students are aware that it's so important for us to be take part in these simulations, and we'll try to our best to contribute contribution for these events. So in our universities, we organize our students at the undergraduate level and the graduate level to be role players, under this scenario. So our students are very enthusiastic to do so by joining these activities. So generally speaking, I would say that all of our participants are aware that, with their backgrounds of their, their global peace and development era. So the Middle East is something, on the other side of this kind of grand tendency of the international relations. So for China, we'll try to make the great effort to change the current Middle East tensive situation and to make this Middle East catch up with the mainstream of international, the tendencies of peace and stability. So, I think that's regarding the peace and stability in the Middle East, which is very important, not only for the regions, not only for the country in the region, but also only for not only for the region, but also for the world, and in particular for China. We are pretty much focused on keeping the peace and peaceful environment, not only around China, but in the whole of the world, which is the foundation for the development, in particular for China. Okay, so we know that China will already have an initiative about their so-called One Belt, One Road. That is their inland Silk Road economic corridor around across the Eurasian continent, and also the 21st Maritime Silk Road all around the Eurasian continent by the sea. So keeping the peace and the stability in the Middle East, where is the real hub on the Eurasian continent, so which is very important for us. And by this way, China would like to take the special and positive role for this process of peace building in Middle East. And so for this kind of general assessment, so all our students, by their general election, to elect me to be a Chinese president. Right. Okay, so as a Chinese president, I would like to try to share our Chinese point of views with you all regarding the issues of this Middle East. Let me introduce you with 4 points. The first, regarding the general background of the Middle East and also the Chinese role in this process of the Middle East peace building. China, I will give you 4 words, 4 common, the word of common, to define our relation between Middle East and China. The first common is the common, revival of the civilization. Middle East and China, whereas the Asian civilization, we share quite a lot of common ground of the civilization values. So this rules the logic, points for us to enhance our cooperation, not only build a linkage in the Asian time, but also the current situation across the Eurasian continent. So Middle East, it rules the hub between the East and the West. And the second common is the common experiences since the modern time, Middle East and East Asia, of course, becomes the, colonial areas ruled by the West. So we suffered quite a lot in history, in modern history. And since then, so we are getting independence, after World War II. So we stress the importance, how importance of the independence and integrity and sovereignty. So this is common, ground for all of us, between China and Middle East nation state to enhance our cooperation. And the third common is friendship, common friendship. China, we can say that we keep our traditional friendly relation with all the countries in Middle East. There's no enemy to China in this region of the world. So we already keep the very long time friendly and cooperative relation with all the countries in Middle East, not only between the bilateral relations, but also in the framework of region, like Arab League or the peacebuilding process. So China could take the positive role for this by this kind of special legacy of our friendship. And the fourth common is the common interest. Like I mentioned that we shares the common ground for peace building in the region, which will lay the foundation for the development, not only in the region, but between China and the Middle East. So these four commons will make the solidity our relation between China and the Middle East. Okay, so this is the first point. And the second point, so based upon this four common, I would say that China, we shares the three assets to define our relation with the Middle East. The first asset is their friendship, as I mentioned it. It's real the Chinese asset or their advantages to have China ourselves to take the positive role in the peace building process in the Middle East. And the second asset is economic cooperation. China becomes the second biggest economy in the world. So our very good advantage is our economy. So we try to use our economic cooperation as an important leverage to be engaged into the Middle East and also take the positive role for not only for the peace building, but also for the regional development. And in particular in the countries, every country in the Middle East, I would say China could make the contribution by this way. And the third asset is I would say, the flexibility, because we maintain our friendship with all countries in the region, not like some other country or big powers. They always some come as enemy or as their challengers or something like that. But for China ourselves, we take every country in the region as our friend. So we could keep our communication, even if they take the special role for that. So I would like to use this as our flexible policy, to take any countries as a neutral side, to be engaged into the process of the region. Okay, the third, maybe the time is quite limited, all right? So I just say several basic stance or the position of Chinese in our policy towards the Middle East. First is peace and stability. Is all our priority to define our policy towards the Middle East. And the second is we support all countries in the region to maintain their integrity, sovereignty, and also national cohesion. I've already. Okay, sorry. All right, so I just give the fourth point, just to give you several words, okay. Defines our relation, our policy towards the Middle East. First, regarding Iraqi, integrity is our key point to define our policy. Regarding the Syria challenges, reconciliation. These are our key points. Regarding the refugees or humanitarian crisis, and assistance is our Chinese basic policy. And regarding the terrorism, this is a coalition. I mean, China could be part of coalition, international coalition. And regarding the Palestinian and Israel problem, coexistence is our key points. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, the toughest challenge of the simulation is when we have to deal with the real time, and the time is real. And I think that we succeeded to finish it on time. This is a time to say thanks to our partners in the simulation. I see it as a platform for future cooperation and development of the techniques and the systems. And this is a time to say thanks to all the students that helped us, and my assistant Matan and Ori and Leslie and all the rest that contributed to the successful simulation. Thank you.